guys, welcome to another edition of the Black Ranger Review. Today we're doing some Sentai items from the amazing ToQger. Yeah, said it right? There you go. Maybe, unless, we're both wrong and we listened to it wrong, which is possible.
It's possible.
Unlikely. If you've never watched ToQger, first off, it's all about imagination!
Were we supposed to say that together?
I said it. Right. So, to explain that a little bit, this is a train-themed Sentai or Power Ranger series. It has not been translated to America yet, and I don't think it will be. But it's a little weird, and it seems kind of lame because it's train-themed, and the costumes aren't the best, but, the story's really good. It's weird and good and trippy.
I mean, so far it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're on episode 5. So, right now, I like it enough to get a morpher. Don't shake your head at me. I mean, it doesn't take much. If I somewhat like it, I want every part of it. I buy it. But I also particularly like the morphers. A lot of Sentais that I've been watching lately, I don't like the morpher because of the gun. Like, if you've seen Dino Charge, or whatever it's called in Super Sentai, they had a gun and a dance, and I didn't like that. And then...
Especially the dance.
And then Lupin Ranger, I like Lupin Ranger, but I don't like the gun aspect. Like, you should have an actual morpher. And I really like this morpher. It goes on your wrist, and you put the train piece in, and you kind of lock it in, and you become that ranger. Also, with this series, if they feel like it, they can switch pieces and then change colors, which means they change weapons too.
They always feel like it.
They, for some reason, always feel like it. There's no
reason for it.
It's not like, oh, this person needs an axe right now. It's just, hey, give me that, and I'll switch it and lock it in. So, while we're explaining the show a little bit, we're going to open up this box, which has their changer, their morpher, whatever you want to call it. While I'm doing that, talk about the show.
I do cut,
Oh.
Oh, I have to talk about the show.
They can't hear you.
So, it starts out with these 5 teenagers with attitude.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
They are, for some reason, just chosen to be the Power Rangers. They can't remember anything past being children, but they were all friends when they were children.
Yes, they have flashbacks of being friends.
Coincidentally, they are now all the Power Rangers.
Before I show the item, here's some box art. If you want something cool, their faces connect to make train tracks.
It's cute.
Here's the Red Ranger. And here's the advertisements and stuff on the back. Check all that out. But yeah, the show starts off actually on the bad guy's train, and the Red Ranger just wakes up on it for some reason. And then he jumps to the other train where his friends happen to be on it. And from what we know, these friends haven't seen each other in a long time. The main Red Ranger is named Right. That's his name. I've noticed watching a few Sentais that the Red Ranger always has a very memorable, weird name. Like Captain Marvelous from the ToQger Ranger. And what's the one from Dino? His name's King. Just King. So they have memorable names for Red Rangers, I guess. I don't know. But these kids decide, okay, we're going to fight the bad guys. What I like about the series, it's kind of like a little bit of a parody in some ways. Like when they change, a big voice goes, stand behind the white line, and an actual force field will push away the bad guys. And they're like, wait a minute, what? Why are we doing this?
I like the bad guys in this series because they respect the imagination of everything that's happening.
Yes.
Like, all the little putty guys will actually look at the line and they're like, is it this side of the line? Am I on the right side?
Yeah, they say,
what's
am I on the right side?
The bad guys call out the characters a few times when the Pink
They
Ranger
do.
is alone and she announces, she does her change henshin, whatever. Not henshin in the show. But she changes and she does the whole spiel and she says, I'm
the
like
pink...
Sentai, whatever. And
Wait, Sentai in Japanese means squadron. Okay, fine. It means squadron.
So the bad guy, the monster, says, you're not really much of a Sentai if you're alone.
And those little jokes like that I'm like, it's true, yeah, she can't say Pink Ranger Sentai.
It's a Sentai. Well, there's just one of you.
Yeah, and they'll say stuff like that. And the villains are actually really cool design-wise, and they do some fucked up stuff. Because, the very first episode, the main villain's kidnapping children and putting them on a train. And the second episode in particular, the villain takes over a town and he's making them every few hours fight. So whoever you're next to, it's a big coin flies in the air and he goes, duel! And then one of them has to die. That's the thing.
It's very heavy.
It's kind of heavy, but the designs of the monsters are really cool. From who we've seen so far, the main bad guys look very cool. I really, really dig the main bad. I'll pop pictures right now. The main bad guys look... I'm making work of myself. They look really cool. One's like a Nazi steampunk looking guy. One's like Victorian steampunk-ish. One's
Marty
like
Skrull.
Marty Skrull. One's... Picture.
Don't explain that one.
No, I'll put a picture of Marty right there. One's like a cat and or a bulldog in a something.
A bonnet.
Yeah.
And she's like
she's in
like
love.
all the other characters are normal people size, and she's like this big.
Yeah.
And very round.
It's very interesting.
And just this giant head of a dog
cat.
monster.
Yeah. And but it works. If for some reason it works for these four villains. And the actual Rangers, their chemistry is kind of fun because, and no spoiler, but it's fun because they seem kind of like childlike curiosity. And let's say their Zordon, their mentor, is the guy who...
is a conductor
of the train.
With a hand puppet.
Who maybe is sentient or maybe just the guy going like this with a hand puppet.
Maybe his imagination?
Maybe his imagination. And their alpha...
But it's great.
Their alpha is the waitress on the train who is very
she's
sexualized.
A robot, first of all.
Yes, she's the alpha. She's
Right.
their robot, but she's very sexualized and does like selfies. And then people walk in on her doing selfies and she's like, it's not what you thought. What?
It was selfies.
What else were we supposed to think that she was doing?
Someone explain that.
I will spoil one moment that I just couldn't believe happened. They were trapped in a coffin by a monster while they were in the Megazord, and they bursted out. And to burst out, they used a train.
No. You have to explain the whole situation. Not just them. The Zord got trapped in a giant coffin.
Yes, a giant coffin.
And then to break out of the coffin...
Picture.
You'll try to find a picture.
I'll try and find it. If I don't, sorry.
Like. So the Zord is made of trains.
It's not a good Zord.
So it's like
it's a bad
Zord. A train in the middle, and then another train. You'll show the picture.
Yeah, that's the one downside. The train isn't good.
But the train
Zord
in the middle
isn't good.
is folded up, and then the head folds back, and the face is there. So when he breaks out, the train in the middle goes out and down.
Down. So when the whole coffin bursts...
It just doesn't look right.
The train comes down, and it just looks like an erect thing. And it's just there. And then he uses it as a weapon. And I'm like, this is episode 3. Like, what is happening?
What is happening?
But for all the things that aren't good about the show, which so far is very few, there's a lot of good stuff. The use of imagination, and like sometimes... If you remember the super weapon, when all Rangers would combine the weapon to make a super weapon, they have one of those. But when they shoot it out...
So interesting.
Yes.
Because it makes the general... You've probably seen the one they have in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It looks similar to that.
Sure, yeah.
But you put another giant train in, and it shoots. That's the bullet. But it can be whatever you need it to be.
Your imagination. Use your imagination. Like,
so they did once. One was like a rubber band,
which I didn't get for that guy.
It didn't make sense, but it worked.
But one of them was
and
a guy
did
made
like
out
a
of...
rubber band snap at him.
Yeah. One was a guy made out of chains, so they shot like clippers at him.
It turned into clippers.
And just
it
cut
clipped
the
the
chains.
chain. Then he was gone.
Like, it's goofy, but it's really, really fun. And if you watch my other videos, you know we like goofy, like Forza and stuff like that.
I love goofy stuff.
Yeah, it makes it more fun. Like, it makes every episode feel fresh. When you have a show where every episode is Monster of the Week, this show has a cool Monster of the Week, a reason they're going to different towns, which all look like the same town, but they're going to different towns to fight these monsters. The monsters understand that they're in a Monster of the Week show, kind of, in a weird way.
They seem a little... self-aware.
They're very self-aware, and I love that. And the character, there's moments where the character goes, "Oh no, what's happening?" And then the conductor will go, "Do you get why that's bad?" And they'll go, "No." And then they'll keep going with it. Or in the first episode, the Red Ranger goes, "We need to save those kids," and he's like, "I'm a ranger now." So he runs and jumps on the other train and then goes, wait a minute.
How do I turn into a ranger?
Yeah, how do I become a ranger? Didn't get his morpher, doesn't know what to do. So weird stuff like that's really fun. But back to the item. What they use to change, just pulled out of the box just now.
Take this.
This looks really cool. Contrary to popular belief, I've never gotten a Sentai morpher before. So this is my first one. I don't know what's happening.
When you put it on, though, don't hit yourself in the face with it.
What?
I don't know why that's even a warning.
Alright, first piece I'm going to pull out is the train.
Oh, so cute.
From what I can tell, you can only get the Red Ranger train when you get the item or you get the whole Megazord, and the Megazord you can break into pieces. But let's say you want the yellow or pink or green Ranger's train, you have to get the whole Megazord, which it looks like is about like $80 to $100. So, yeah.
So if you'd like to donate to our Patreon,
that we don't have.
ha ha ha.
If I get more than 100 subscribers, I'll make a Patreon, and I'll
How many do you have?
I have 20. Yes.
Two.
I have 20, and thank you guys. You're an amazing 20. You're awesome people. And the people that just view it, because I get some decent views. Like, I get around 60 views to my videos or something like that. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Please, subscribe.
What's
That'd
wrong
be great.
with you?
And tell your friends about me. You tell your friends about me. I actually do that, and you don't do that. So, here are the straps for the morpher. Then you put it on your arm. This is the top part of the changer. And the main changer.
Tranger?
Tranger. I believe it does not actually come with batteries, so let's put batteries in through here, please, if you may. Haha. Well, I look at the instructions, the fun part, as some would say.
The fun part, reading all the instructions.
So while she's doing that, so far we've seen... Too small? We've seen a handful of different Sentais. We've watched a healthy amount of the more recent Sentais, and I've watched a few of the older ones. And so far, this is becoming one of my favorites. I just think it's fun and goofy, and really has that enjoyment level that I really want to keep it fresh for 48 episodes, you know? Like, I can understand how this can last 40 episodes and still be fresh. And it has some secrets. We have some theories. I will say our theory. I think we both... You said it first, so... You did say it first before I did, but we were thinking the same thing.
Babe, for giving me credit.
Give you credit.
I hope it's right.
Yes, I hope it's right, too. That these kids have... always been kids, and they just got knocked out from their town, and now they become adults using imagination, and now they're on the train becoming rangers. So they're still kids, we think.
And that's why they don't remember anything.
Now, this is a 5-year-old show, so I'm sure it's been answered many times.
Tell us if we're right.
Yeah, don't, actually. I want to be surprised.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell us if
no
we're right.
spoilers.
No spoilers. But,
Nick doesn't want any spoilers.
I don't want spoilers. Or
don't
Scrubs.
Don't ruin my children's show for me.
Come on, guys. But it's weird, and I love being able to keep... I don't know what that noise is. I do love being able to be surprised by a Ranger show, you know? Like, there's a mystery, there's an element of mystery. Because the first episode ends with them being told that they're dead. And No, wait.
Else.
They were said, you're as good as dead.
As good as dead.
Then they were told they're dead, and then rephrased again, they're good as dead. So, if I didn't explain... I apologize. The bad guys are going to different towns and sucking the like happiness and joy energy from the townspeople and then taking over the town. So now Rangers are following the train track and then saving those towns. What we got? How do we put these on there?
Just inspecting it.
Did that go the right way?
That's what I'm looking at the picture to see.
No. Reverse.
No, that's proper. Shows it right in the picture, just like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around.
I can do some things. Not very well, but I can do some things.
Oh, this is for the straps.
Ah, yes.
There's actually a lot of instructions for this.
They want you to do it right.
Some of it's probably for like what the buttons say and do, but we don't speak Japanese. Thank you, Google Translate.
Google Translate helps a lot.
Yes. You can take a picture and then like swipe it and you'll see what it says. It's good. Good stuff.
Ooh, perfect.
Oh, good. There's an on and off button. The last thing we got, which was Good Striker, has no on and off button. So
Which, true to his character.
he doesn't shut up.
Good
That's
Striker
fair.
does not have an on and off button.
But it's kind of bad when you put it like in a bag or you put it somewhere and then like, no, then I Good Striker!
Talking.
And I'm like, what fell down? Because like a t-shirt fell on it or something. It's not really fun. If it fits my fat wrist, then
This
I think
is
it will.
the test.
I think it looks
Just
like.
hold it still.
I'm holding still.
Just hold still.
I'm holding still.
Might just fit you.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Now put your arm down. There we go.
Can't do anything right, apparently.
Can't do it right. Yes.
On the last strap, yeah.
It fits. Now this one's gonna be tough though.
No, it feels fine. I don't feel like pressure on it, so
Okay,
it feels fine.
good.
Yeah, no, it feels fine.
There. And it has, I don't know if you guys saw that it has like a real belt thing that goes over the end to keep it from coming off.
Where's
which
the
is
train?
Really nice. The train. Wait, turn it on.
Oh, we turned it off?
But don't whip it around. It says not to. Dangerous.
So when they morph, it's like a train track going up. What I love about Japanese changer, like morphers and like Henson changer toys, they do react to different items you put in it. They have like little scanners somehow. What are you doing? That's cool. So this way? That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. What's this button do?
I think, is that when they change colors?
Possibly. I don't know. The middle one's for us, so you can see a symbol of two people.
Oh.
So for the middle one, when
Is
they
that
change
to
colors,
become- Hold on.
how do you slide this out?
Oh, no. There's a button, I think.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yeah, because it's still going. It's waiting for the other one to slide in.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I'm down with that one.
Very nice. I'm trying to see if it talks about the buttons.
It does.
We always learn a lot about it after we finish making the video.
Oh,
and
for
I
sure.
feel like you guys miss out on a lot of things that
You gonna put it on?
that they do. I was actually gonna see if I could translate this to see what the button means.
Are both straps the same size?
Nope, they are not.
Well, I don't want this video to be 5 hours long, so we don't have to translate it
Listen,
here. But I will put show
it's
notes. I will put show
fine.
notes.
It's
I can put in the description
fine.
show notes. But so far,
They like to hear us talk about things, apparently.
yeah, but to download a longer video and processing is the whole thing.
Listen,
Anyway,
they want that.
we will put show notes.
Tell Nick that you like this.
Tell Nick you like it.
Tell him you like it.
Wow, that's cool. If you watch the show, this is just like it. This is just like the Morpher. I really like that. Really, do both sides
Oh,
light
they're
up?
always just like the show.
Yeah, one side lights up, not both sides, which is interesting.
Well, the side facing you lights up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's not the side facing you.
Yes, it is. If you're holding it, it's like this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it says red train. So if you got the pink one, it would tell you it's the pink one. It's really cool. Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10. This is really cool. And I got particularly for cheap, $35, and I didn't use real money. I used Amazon points.
Real money. It is real money.
It's a bonus from using real money. I win.
No.
You never win. This is really cool. I like this a lot. you should definitely watch ToQger. I'll put a link on the bottom also with the show notes that apparently is going to be there. I hope you save those things you're scanning. But thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. I love your comments. I love your opinions.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, keep them coming, all right, guys? Say bye.